Yeah, man, bless up, you're done now. It is I, Blind Visionary, aka the Conduit, back with yet another blind review. Before I get into the review, you already know the drill. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about the Culture Corner. Anyway, today's review is a follow up to a group project from MCs who are solo MCs but them joined together with a producer. And MCs are mainly Weapon, E.S.P and Ghost and the Machine, and the producer is Reck Real. And they came together to form Savageland. Dropped their first joint release in 2020, I believe, was when I did discover these dudes. Is it 2020 or 2019? But yeah, this is the follow-up, Savageland II. And where do I begin? When I first heard this, more than even the first project, I forgot to revisit it because it's been a minute, but it was dope. But this particular album, the vibe that it gave me was like a time transport back to the late 90s / early to mid 2000s in what I would call the OG renaissance of underground / independent hip hop. This was when you had Company Flow, Necro, Nonfiction, Jedi Mind Tricks, Cage, Eastern Conference, like a bunch of shit. Like R.A. the Rugged Man did kind of surface back up. There was just a ton of ridiculous MCs, and yeah, there was a bit of structure. But you know what it was for the most part? Technical MCs being super technical, and just it would be a bunch of dudes on a song trying to out-rhyme each other over one of the sickest beats you could ever hear in your life with some ridiculous turntablism. There was no real quote-unquote substance. It was just MC, and it's like, okay, a bunch of dudes in a dojo sparring, and like I said, steel sharpening steel, and that remind me of that, like the shit that we used to listen to and discuss on the message boards in that era is what this project gives me, both production-wise and MC-wise from both of these MCs, and they complement each other. I would say the issue that I have is at times I don't know who is who without actually paying laser sharp attention. Like, okay, I have to really, really listen because they're so in the same vein as far as their delivery and as far as their vocal tone. But in a way, you know what? That shit kind of works because it doesn't sound forced. And I don't know, has this ever been like demonstrated before? I'm trying to like pausing and thinking about it to say, okay, has there ever been a duo of MCs on the mic that sounds so similar, but yet it actually works? Because there have been times where it's like, okay, there's a group of people, and sometimes it's 2 MCs, sometimes it's 3 MCs, and they're so vague I can't even think of any names off the top, but it's almost like, okay, there's no standout and there's no differentiation between these people. And that's kind of the opinion I came to when I first kind of dived into this. But then with multiple listens and with paying full attention, and because this is my kind of shit, where as a fellow writer, I can acknowledge when somebody is at elite level with them pen game and just want to go ape shit over a sick beat. So I can appreciate that. So it's kind of like, okay, as this started to kind of resonate and marinate, I realized like, okay, there is a difference between these two dudes. And Weapon ESP kind of is the guy laying in the cut with the weaponry, hence his name. But you know, same dangerous. And when he needs to come forefront and center, he'll do his thing and handle his own. But Ghost and the Machine though, that brother there is just in attack mode all the damn time, and it's like him don't care that him on a song with him brethren. His brethren is food to him, and he's in his own world, and I can appreciate that, because at the end of the day, if you are a certain MC and you get on a track with another MC who is of a certain caliber, if you're not going to hold your own, you might as well just abort mission, or something just going to come out and it just going to seem uneven. And I say that to say this: Ghost is the better MC, but there was no time at all whatsoever where Weapon E.S.P did not hold his own throughout this project. And it's not like Ghost is the better MC by a long shot. There's times where I'm like, okay, this dude, there's something about him, and there are elements about him, and there's aspects of some of the verses that he dropped that I'm like, oh shit, especially a particular verse that I'll get to in the track breakdown. But I'm saying all of this to break down the fact that, okay, this is for a niche audience. I happen to be a person who likes this shit. I came up on this shit. I met a lot of the people who I'm still cool with 2 decades plus later because of shit like this. And anything that's going to give me that feeling and kind of get me back in touch with the roots, because you're not going to get where you're going if you forget where you come from, that shit gets my thumbs up. And if you are a fan of this underground shit, like past, present, future, you're going to be in hog heaven with this shit, because even the songs that I'm like, okay, they're still really dope. And the only reason they're okay is because what they have to go up against. And like the highlights are really, really, really highlights. And Reck Real gave these dudes a perfect palette to just go sinister over. There's no happiness here. All these beats have mood, atmosphere, is, yeah, underground hip hop, but it's not your typical shit in terms of it's familiar, but it's current, and you can tell that it's paying a homage on another level. Not just, oh, okay, we're currently going to just show that we acknowledge this shit. No, we're going to currently show that we pay attention. This has been a part of us, and this is a manifestation. This is almost like the equivalent of how when Little Brother said they were the result of Tribe Called Quest and groups like that, De La Soul. So that's kind of where they, like, I would say Savageland is the little brother to like Company Flow, Jedi Mind Tricks, Nonfiction. Those 3 groups in their really, really early infancy, when there was just about just fucking rapping over like just rawness. And even though this is raw, sonically it is well done, well mixed, well, organized. Songs are sequenced very well. There's a couple of moments where there's somewhat of a downtime. That's good. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. With a situation like this where you have basically a bunch of just, let's keep it a buck, rapidy rap songs, you don't want it to just keep going on and on and on. But like I said, not too long, not too short where it wanting more. So it's on some Goldilocks shit where it's just right. And about to get into the track breakdown, but last thing I'll say is the vibe I get from all of this is this was meant to be performed for the most part, this album. Like, this is get on stage and just let it out and let the audience feel that. And there is definitely an arena for that. This ain't for everybody, but who is for, you will be very, very happy with this project. And for the most part, I was digging the hell out of it. And if you're familiar with anything that I just said, the familiarities and the comparisons, then I'd say, yeah, support these dudes and cop this shit. So, yeah, so now we get to the part of the review where we go through song by song. And first song is Baba Vanga featuring DJ Grasshopper. Now, I always have to big up the fact that people feature the DJ on the song in the credits, because that wasn't really a thing before. So it's good that the DJ is getting their just due on a public scale on these public platforms. So that's greatly appreciated. And as I've stressed over and over again, openers are important. So this got me locked in once I heard it. I was like, okay, definitely like stepping this shit up since the first one. Beat is sinister, like majority of these beats are sinister. If they're not sinister, they're eerie as hell. And right out the gate, this reminds you like some AOTP torture papers type shit. So if you like this opening song, just go ahead and purchase the album, because this is basically what you're getting for the rest of it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if this is what you're into. So now we get to War Call, second song. Now this song is not a bad song. Beat kind of just very similar stuff that I've heard somewhere before as far as the vibe, and rhymes were kind of just there, but it did what it was supposed to do as far as keeping you engaged. And it's not that it's a bad song, but it's just in the grand scheme of things, when you hear what's to come afterwards, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, a warm up more than like flames raining down on you, if that make any sense. But anyway, that's about to fucking change. So it goes from warming you up to you're drowning in lava with the next song, Cadavers, featuring Lord Goat, aka Gore-Tex. And first of all, Reck Real, big up for having an out-the-box sound and a familiar sound simultaneously, and being able to shift back and forth effortlessly. As somebody who listens to a fuck ton of music, you're a breath of fresh air, bro. Like, keep doing your thing. Like, if you're down for do some work, you're done now. I'm there. And this is one of the selling points, if not the selling point, that made me go, yeah, this dude different. And all three MCs did complete justice on this shit. So this is definitely one of the standouts, but not the only standout. This record got some joints, but then it got some bangers. No whack shit is here. Just some alright shit, and even the alright shit is good, but compared to the good shit, yeah, Exhibit A, Cadavers. So, moving on, we'll have Divinicide. Now, this is another song that just, the drums, the atmosphere, the beat, and even the way both MCs are rhyming, it just like transports me back instantly and give me that feeling of, yeah, mainstream wasn't as bad as it was now, or is now, sorry. And yeah, life was shitty, but not compared to now. I could still sit for one. So the fact that a lot of the elements on this project are triggering that is a testament to the fact that, okay, there's a difference between visitors and plagiarism, and people actually live this, and you can tell everybody involved in this very, very, very dope album, them authentic about them shit. Like, you can't fake certain things, and that's very, very appreciated, if I do say so myself. So yes, another dope song. So then we'll have another reason why you have to say, yeah, Reck Real is somebody you need Reck Wheel. Reck fucking Wheel. Anyway, yeah, I apologize. Reck Real. Another reason is this song, The Fool King featuring Death Over Simplicity. Now, you guys should do some visuals for this. Visuals I won't be able to see, but like, I just see this song for some reason. And this beat's just ridiculous because of its different. Like, you can do different and it just be completely what the hell you're doing. Or you can be doing different and it turns out like this. And yeah, this is another standout to me. And ain't done with the standouts yet. That's all I'm gonna say. So then we have 21 grams. My kryptonite. Why is it my kryptonite? Because I am a proud member of the Anti-No Drums Committee. But as I've stated before in a couple of reviews, I will make exceptions. And this is an exception. One, because it don't overstay welcome and is a dope loop, and what is being said actually fits it. So, and it kind of acts as an intermission. And most importantly, it's the only one on the album. Praise Jesus. Anyway, so then we'll move on to Copy Paste Copy, which is like, yeah, now we're back with dropping some serious love on people. And this give me a serious Fun Crusher vibes. Fun Crusher plus vibes. Fun Crusher plus vibes type shit. And MCs are just as dirty as this beat. And as this album goes on, you can kind of get a pattern that they were on a mission and you're either on board or you're not. And if you're not, so be it. But if you're on board, you're going to be happy to be here. And this is a continuation of that. Like, there's a couple of songs I've pointed out before that are dope. And this just adds on to it as another one. But then we'll get to Beyond Saving. Now, Beyond Saving is an okay beat. Like, there's no chorus here, them just leave some really mystic, spacey, acid, tripped out type shit sounding vibes in the whole beat. And it kind of works. And you're like, okay, this song is just there. But then you get to Ghost and the Machine's verse, which is the best verse on this album, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot, because Bad Seed have a verse on this, and Gore-Tex is on this. So to say that is like, yeah, but this verse that this brother dropped shows why I'm saying what I was saying about him being kind of slight notch above Weapon. But again, there's no like leaving dude in the dirt. So verse of the album goes to Ghost and the Machine's verse on this. So we'll move on to Feed the Hawk, which is like an instrumental / interlude / break, because it's like, okay, you're getting punched in your face with all this technical lyrics. And mind you, if you don't pay attention, you're gonna miss a lot of shit. And it's gonna take you multiple listens to actually catch everything these dudes are saying. That's why I said this is not for everybody, because a lot of human beings, especially these days, don't have the ability to do that. To actually sit down and focus and listen. And yeah, there's a lot of jewels and a lot of references that are gonna fly over a lot of people's head. Even though them just rapping, there's a lot of shit being said here. So there's a method to the madness. So this serves as kind of a break from that, to kind of catch your breath. And then we'll get back into it with Operation Scum, which is, I would say, on the same level as the second song as far as my least favorite. The only thing why I said this is actually a bit better than the second song is because these drums are ridiculous. But I just think the musical aspects of this beat is something that I heard way too much, and it's like, yeah, by this time, what is being said has been said before. So it's not that it's a bad track, it's more of a familiarity. And it's like, okay, what else you got going on here? And as soon as you ask yourself that question, the answer, which is ironically called Respond, is the next song featuring the Bad Seed. And this is some insane shit. This is rapidy raps on another level, because it's like I've said before on another song featuring the Bad Seed, if you're going to do a song with this brother, you better hold your own and come correct. And both MCs got the assignment, and this beat is yet another reason why I say Reck Real is the shit. And I would like to get some fire from you at some point if you're down and you see this, which you probably will, obviously. Linkage, you don't know. And as dope as Seed's verse was, I still think Ghost have the best verse on the album. But then we'll have Contingency Plan, which is kind of just, is this a song? I wouldn't say it's a song. Is it an interlude? It's just one verse, and it's one of the times where I couldn't tell who it was, and I kind of had to really listen to figure out it was Ghost. And I don't know if the other one is Ghost or Reck Real, or because I wouldn't expect, if it's two dudes in the group and these things kind of serve as solo downtimes, that one person would have two. But I don't know, like, I honestly don't know. And I think a lot of listeners gonna have that issue. But hey, whatever, might. Still a dope song. Beat's not the greatest, so it's not like anything crappy out there that, a lot of people have dope shit on them album, but then there are holes in the armor. There's no whack beat on this shit. Some of them are just better than the others, and that's a testament to the shit that's really, really good, but not taking away from the stuff that can't hold its own to it. I mean, your head would probably explode if it was just like in your face all the way through. But anyway, we'll end with Green Skies, which is back to the company flow, trippy type vibes. And I just love this kind of shit. It's a breath of fresh air in a landscape where it's just like everybody trying to be what popping, Rock Marciano or Griselda or whoever else them think making a bag of noise now. So it's kind of really good to hear these dudes and them having a producer that just fits along this line. Like I said, it's not for everybody, but again, if this is the shit you're into, you'll be right at home. So yeah, Savageland II literally is just dropped. So if you like what you hear me say, go listen to it. If you contrarily concur what I'm saying, then support these dudes. Them work hard, them actually genuinely rock with this culture, so I can appreciate that. So yeah, big up Weapon E.S.P, big up Ghost and the Machine, and big up Reck Real. You are now on my radar, sir, and you don't know. Savageland II. This has been I&I's Blind Review. I have spoken.
Stop recording video.